Hello and welcome. I'm Jessie Ray and this is Chiron's Key Tarot. So grateful to have you here and thanks for joining me for this reading. This is going to be a reading for the full moon that is happening in Pisces on August 30th. I'm going to read the Sabian symbol as this is kind of the overall energy and theme of this full moon, and it is a call to action. This symbol speaks to refinement and the development of special expertise and skill. The image of a girl blowing a bugle emphasizes personal responsibility and pride in accomplishment. The suggestion here is that individuals find their ultimate happiness through being of genuine service to others and finding a special niche for themselves among their fellows. On a practical level, this degree can indicate a wake-up call, bragging, or tooting one's own horn. And positive is at its highest, this symbol represents directness and a special gift for finding opportunities to demonstrate competency and talent. The negative is intrusiveness or loud attention-getting behavior. So your greatest advantage lies in being prepared to take action. Keep your wits about you and do what has to be done and be responsible. And the risk is guard against dismissing some signal you get as a false alarm. Try not to have everything in your life be so ordered and controlled that you can't handle the unexpected emergency or take advantage of that opportunity that you guys have been waiting for. So, my gems. This has been a little bit of intensity recently. Let me know in the comments down below if you feel comfortable sharing your experience a little bit. This has been pretty kind of tricky and sticky energy to work with. And if you are a Gemini rising, so this full moon is going to be taking place in your natal 10th house. Okay, so that's big decisions, work related, how you show up in your career, your reputation, how the public views you. Bosses could potentially be a theme, leadership, people in places of power. And we also have Mercury that is going to be going retrograde in the sign of Virgo. And if you are a Gemini rising, this is going to be taking place in your 4th house, which is all about home and family. So, my beautiful Geminis, it's going to be getting a little bit intense, but I really feel like once all of these details get shooken out, I think we're going to end up in a really beautiful place, okay? I really feel like we just have to trust the changes that are taking place. And when Mercury, because he is your ruling planet, and when he goes retrograde in the sign of Virgo, I really feel like we are really kind of being asked to really get kind of some critical thinking around which house. So for you, home and family. There's just going to be some real, I feel like intense energy in the home and family sector. And Mercury's just going to be asking us to kind of go back and revisit how we're communicating, how we're relating, and how things may need to change in that area. That's just how I'm resonating with it. So let me know down in the comments below if you feel comfortable sharing. But as I was dropping into your guys' space, this home card popped out, which I really feel, sorry, it's a little bit washed out. I'm really feeling like that's pertaining to the Mercury retrograde, and just I feel like, see, even though it's kind of stormy, there's still rainbows. So even if your house is feeling stormy, if it's not feeling like the most positive place to be, I feel like things are going to get teased out there. I feel like something's going to kind of happen. You're going to move. Maybe your roommate will move out and you'll get a different roommate. And I feel like the energy has been so intense for some of us. This wildness card came out, and I really feel like we've been getting in touch with like some of our primal needs. I feel like the energy has been so intense, it's forced us into a really primal place where it is just kind of really hard to not make quick, sudden decisions. And I really would encourage to keep grounding down in allowing the changes to take place naturally, and really being our own best friend when those primal urges just kind of take over us, right? The Star card. I feel we have really been tapping into a space of really getting connected with our intuition, with our spiritual team, with our spiritual practice. I really feel like it's given us kind of a leg to kind of fall back onto with some of these energies. I feel like for some of us, we can start to see some of these dreams that we've been dreaming come into reality. It's like almost there. It's like shown up, but there's still that glass wall. It's like you try to touch it and you can't really get it yet. But I feel like we're going to have a breakthrough. And I feel like it's going to come after the end of this like Mercury retrograde. And Mercury is going to be in Virgo for a while. So this is going to be a theme for the next few weeks. And I feel like we just really need to stay grounded, stay focused, and allow patience, right? Allow for it to be patiently waiting for the changes to take place, no big sudden movements. And with Mercury going into retrograde, we don't want to move too fast either, because I feel like we'll miss something, or there will be a communication that will spark, and then things might go in a little bit more of a negative direction if we move too quickly with some of these. Judgment, releasing. There is like a release. There is just this release that the cosmos has asked of us, and we just have to release it. There could potentially be some bad habits that have been surfacing for some of us, not all, really asking us to get more refined about how we are going to approach those bad habits when they kind of call us, because I feel just like for the energy for some of us has just been really intense, and I feel like we've just needed to kind of blow off some steam, right? And how do we do that? Some of us might have kind of some bad habits. No judgment. I'm just saying spirit is just wanting us to be mindful around that. Strength. Boy, has it taken some internal strength. I don't think I really need to elaborate on this card very much more than boy, has it really kind of forced us to tap into our inner strength to kind of get through some of these intense, sticky energies. So 10 of Pentacles and 8 of Swords. So 10 of Pentacles really is talking about home, hearth, legacy, wealth, generational wealth, things of that nature. And with it being on that star card, I really feel like we've been wishing and wanting around our home space. For a lot of us, we've been wanting our home space to be more enjoyable, be more pleasurable. With Venus also in retrograde, hello, that's a whole other topic, right? That's like a whole other energy that's been on the outskirts, affecting some of us more intensely than others. So there is that going back and kind of reflecting. How do we find pleasure? How do we find joy? And can we find it within our home space? How can we have a more harmonious place to be? Because I feel like some of us are kind of feeling stuck, and I feel like the energy around our home space has been feeling a little bit draining. 8 of Swords is just kind of this like, just feeling really stuck, really bogged down. Can kind of be like kind of be that energy of being a victim of our circumstances and not kind of understanding how to see the way forward and see our way out of it, right? Really kind of feeling as if things are happening to us rather than us kind of co-creating, and us kind of having to be like, okay, how can we start to take back some of our sovereignty around how we're showing up in our home space, and how can we change it? How can we fix it? How can we get ourselves to a better place in which we feel a lot more harmonious, loved, joy, acceptance, nurturing? Nurturing really feels like a big word. Prince of Swords. I feel like there's been some people around us that kind of tying back to this home space. I feel like there's just been a lot of tension within the home space, and I feel like words and ideas and needing to have certain conversations are just not taking place in a good light right now. I feel like this energy is just kind of flighty, really quick with words, not really being mindful really about how we're communicating, or miscommunications that have just sparked this disagreement and has kind of led to a big blow up. But with the sun here, I feel like it needed to be illuminated. Okay, I feel like the ending of this big blow up, words being kind of said in an aggressive manner, is really kind of, this is my point, I don't really care about your point. But with this energy, I feel like it needed to be illuminated. And with the sun here, I feel like that's like a releasement. Like it's discovering things and relationships that are just not working. And when we have the courage to release those things that are not working, as painful as it may be, it's like the sun comes out, right? And we have that relief. And it's like, okay, well, for whatever reason, this lifetime or this place and time, it's not the space. But there's a relief that comes with this understanding and acceptance. I feel like for some of us to really part ways, maybe not permanently, but at least right now, until the air can be cleared and until people can kind of be in a little bit of a better space to be receptive to everybody's emotions, feelings, things of that nature. And there could be miscommunications at work, right? There could be big miscommunications, or your boss could maybe be pulling you in and having a conversation with you about things that you may need to change, or maybe you're feeling like the workplace needs to change. This really can be hitting the career sector and the home sector. So however it's resonating for you, wherever the most challenging energy is, both of those things are very applicable right now. Three of Cups and the Three of Pentacles. Really how we are relating to our community. I feel like, especially around our home community too, as we move forward and into this Mercury retrograde, the community at work and the community at home really kind of being on the table for us to go back and to revisit and review and really get those critical thinking going on, right? Virgo, going deep. Virgo goes deep. They get all the details. I feel like this Mercury retrograde is going to be bringing up the details about how you're relating with your community at work or home, you know, how it is emotionally affecting you, and how you can bring about some changes to these spaces where it's going to feel more harmonious, where it's going to feel more nurturing, and just more fulfilling to just be in that space instead of it feeling potentially really rocky and bumpy. So just try to really be mindful that one of your ruling planets is going retrograde. So just communication, there could be a missed email. Who knows, maybe you'll miss an email from your boss and it might upset him and you're like, I didn't get it, and it ended up in the spam folder and you're having to get pulled into the office to talk about a missed email or just something like that. There's just kind of this sticky energy. So just make sure that we're trying to be as clear with our words as possible, clear about how we're feeling, and really just trusting that we're going to be able to get through the next couple of weeks. Okay, so your love notes from the universe is, I have hope in times of grief and pain, which I really feel is very applicable to a lot of us out there, a lot of us gems. Okay, I am not alone. Really leaning on your spiritual team. That's been a theme for me, and I trust and follow my intuition. So not to make any sudden movements, right? But really trusting that if we really feel like a certain situation is just not for us anymore, having the courage to find a place that is better suited for us, where we can grow and be nurtured and be loved. So hopefully something in this message resonated. If it did, please like, share, and subscribe, and take care of yourselves out there, gems, and I will see you guys in the next one. Wishing you the best.